AITAH for ending a relationship of 5 years because my girlfriend really wants to sleep with a doctor during her rural practice. So I know this will be pretty long, but I think some context is needed. We were both our first serious relationship and our first sexual partners. We both study medicine and had an extremely stable relationship, barely any fights, and we're both happy and satisfied, or so I thought. A year ago, she once mentioned before a trip I was going to have that if I found someone I could get with them, since it was an opportunity out of nowhere. That led to a serious discussion where, in summary, I said that I would never want an open relationship and that if she needed that we had to go our separate ways. She apologized for jeopardizing the relationship and we carried on as normal. During our studies, we have to go to a small rural town for 6 weeks where we work in a rural hospital in various services. Those rural practices have kind of a reputation for being very dangerous for relationships, and the doctors over there for being all over the students that arrive. A lot of stories of them having sex with the new female students and stuff. It's very common. So my girlfriend went to have her practice, and the first 2 weeks were fine. We saw each other every weekend, and it was as good as it has always been. She then said that she went to have dinner with the hospital doctors, but that she stayed longer with one of them until very late in the night talking with him. She told me she knew that looked very badly, and she knew the stories, and she was a little ashamed about it, but thought she did nothing wrong since they just talked. I agreed and said she didn't cross any lines, but that it indeed looked wrong and she shouldn't have done that. She then said that he invited her to jog the two of them alone the other day and that she accepted. I told her if she knew the stories and the stigma that those student-doctor relationship have, why would you carry on like this? She said she wanted someone to just hang out and that if he showed interest in her it would make things uncomfortable and she would not lead him on and she would have her guard up. The next day she tells me they didn't jog because it rained. I told her that I really didn't like that she was playing with fire. She told me I was right and that she reconsidered, since thinking about it a bit more she found the doctor attractive and it would be dangerous to carry on. She said his intentions were still not clear, but she would be flattered and feel good if he did try to make a move on her. Since all of this was happening, I brought up what we talked about before about the open relationship. She had some time to think, and when we talked again, SE said that it was something that interested her, that she would like to try it someday, that she thought it was something that could work. I said very clearly that I would never agree to that. So she said it was fine and that she would never ask me to open the relationship and that it was just a fantasy she had in her mind. Cut to 4 days later when we see each other again. She says we need to talk. She told me that the doctor was now really hitting on her and was clear that he wanted to have sex with her and that she also really wanted to sleep with him. She said the rural practice was the perfect opportunity to try something else and to sleep with someone else. She said she wanted to explore that part of her and the doctor was the perfect chance to do so. She was attracted to him. She said it wasn't a big deal. She just found him kind of attractive and that, well, it's very rare for her to receive the attention of another man, so she wanted to explore new things. I said that I thought she was crossing a line, that she constantly moved boundaries, and that my mindset was clear and I would never agree, but your desire was so strong that you felt the need to ask again. The next day we again talked, and she again expressed how much SE wanted to fuck him and how important it was and that she didn't know when she would have another chance to fuck someone else. Later that day, I went to her house and finished the relationship. She was absolutely furious, said I ended thing over a stupid matter, that I didn't fought for the relationship, that I couldn't handle her having the hots for another man, that she was willing to fight and not be with the doctor and try to carry on as normal. Basically said I was an asshole and gave up on us for a little matter. I'm so sorry for this being so damn long, but I thought context was needed.